Welcome to Mickham Real Estate and thank you for renting with us. We have created the following presentation to explain some of the basics of the rental process and to help you make a smooth transition into your new home. We will answer some frequently asked questions about the lease, paying rent and maintenance. You should have received a lease pack to go with this video. The pack and this video have been created to answer the most common questions we receive. However, please read the entire lease agreement and other documents in this pack. It is important that you understand the lease before signing it and returning it to your property manager. It is a legally binding agreement and no prior statements or representations about the property you are renting will apply. If you do not understand the effects of the lease agreement, please consult your property manager before signing. Let's start by reviewing the lease pack. You will find a checklist attached to the two identical yellow copies of the lease agreement. Please fill out the checklist as you complete all necessary forms and return to your property manager alongside with the other documents. Lease agreement. Please read the lease agreement carefully and make sure to initial each page at the bottom right-hand side of each page. The schedule page and special conditions at the very end need to be signed where indicated. The schedule page is important as it details everything that has been agreed to. Please pay particular attention to the correct spelling of your name, address of the property, rental and bond amount, and lease commencement date and term. We understand that you don't sign legal documents like this every day, so we would like to spend the next few minutes explaining the most important clauses. Assignment or subletting. Being the tenant of the property, you must seek landlord permission before assigning or subletting the whole part or any part of the premises. It is in breach of the Tenancy Act to sublet or assign your lease to someone else without landlord approval. A lease preparation fee of $165 per tenancy transfer will apply. Please contact your property manager for more information if needed. Pets. No animals are allowed to be kept at the property at any time unless you have pre-approval from your landlord and your respective owner's corporation. Insurance. The landlord's insurance policy does not cover the contents of any of your belongings. You are required to take out your own insurance to cover yourself against any loss or damage that may occur by accidental damage. We can help you to obtain a tenant contents insurance policy if you wish. Simply speak to your property manager for more details. Please pause the video and read your lease document carefully. Once you have read and signed the lease, please push play to continue. Now that your lease document has been read, agreed to and signed, the next two documents will address the bond to be paid on the property and the condition report that supports the bond. The security bond that you are required to pay before the commencement of your tenancy will be lodged with the Residential Tenancies Bond Authority. The bond lodgement form needs to be signed next. You will be provided with a copy upon completion. Within 2 weeks of your tenancy commencing, you will receive a receipt and a reference number from the RTBA acknowledging the lodgement. It is important that you sign this document in exactly the same way at the commencement and termination of the lease. Otherwise, the RTBA will not release the funds to you without appearing before the tribunal. Also, please do not cross out any parts of the form or make alterations. Condition report. On your lease commencement day, you will receive a detailed condition report of your property. This document, along with your lease, formalises your legal obligations as the tenant. The condition report states the condition of the property at the start of the tenancy and will be used at the end of your tenancy to ensure the property is handed back in the same condition. Your property manager will use this as a guide when checking the final condition of the property and returning your bond. You'll be provided with 2 copies of the condition report. Your property manager will explain further steps upon collection. Please ensure you return your condition report to us within 3 business days of commencing your tenancy. You're just about ready to start the move-in process, but a few matters in relation to connection of utilities and payment of rent need to be explained first. Utilities. The next form in your lease pack provides information about utility connection with Direct Connect and connection of water. Some buildings in our portfolio have embedded service networks or preferred supplier networks for electricity and gas for hot water connection. Please note that all connections must be arranged at least 2 to 3 days prior to moving in to ensure that the services are available for the commencement of your tenancy. Tenants are ultimately responsible for connecting their utilities and internet in their property, and Mickham Real Estate cannot be held liable. Cold water will be connected for you by Mickham Real Estate. Gas bulk hot water connection is your responsibility. Again, some of our buildings have bulk hot water, in which case it is your responsibility to connect gas for the purpose of providing bulk hot water gas. We will explain in more detail if this is relevant to you. We have provided you with links recommending third-party providers when we emailed you to confirm your sign-up time and date. Feel free to discuss with your property manager if needed. Direct debit. The next form that needs to be filled out and signed is the direct debit form. All rental payments to Mickham Real Estate are made via direct debit, 3 days prior to the date specified in your lease agreement. Please ensure that you have sufficient funds in your account for successful payment. Please note that your financial institution may charge a dishonour fee. Once filled out and signed, please put this form aside to give to your property manager later. Now that we have covered all of the important clauses from your lease, let's look at helping you settle into your new building. Collection of keys. On your lease commencement date, please come to your designated office to collect your keys and condition report that we spoke of earlier. Keys can be collected during office hours or as agreed with your property manager, as long as all funds have cleared into our trust account. Please note that for insurance reasons, you will not be able to pick up keys earlier than the commencement date. Moving into your new home and building. In your lease pack, you will also find a copy of your building's owner's corporation rules and protocols. Some of the more important rules will be discussed later, but let's get you moved in first. Most buildings require for you to book the lifts with the concierge or building manager prior to moving in/out. Please check your owner's corporation rules to see whether this applies to you. The concierge building manager must be called at least 48 hours prior to you moving. Otherwise, access to the lifts and building may be refused. Move in, move out instructions. A map of the car park and general requirements will be provided at the end of this video. Please read and sign the form called Rules for Loading Goods. With most of your paperwork completed, we want to take this opportunity now to welcome you to your new home. Here are a few protocols and practices that will help you to settle in and enjoy this new experience. Living in your new rental property. Living in an owner's corporation means that policies and standards have been developed to support a peaceful living environment and ensure everyone enjoys their communal benefits. The owner's corporation has developed a set of OC rules that require you to act and/or refrain from acting in a certain way in certain situations. These OC rules form part of your lease agreement and must be complied with at all times. Failure to comply with the rules may result in a breach of duty being issued to you for non-compliance. Please read the rules and make sure you understand them, and feel free to ask questions if need be. Let's have a look at some of the most important rules and protocols. Car park access. If the property that you are renting includes a car space, You'll be required to display a car park permit inside your windscreen at all times. Visitors are prohibited from accessing the car park. You must ensure that you only park in your allocated car spot, as you may be fined if you choose to use someone else's. A car park permit will be provided to you when you collect the keys alongside with a remote control. Please refer to the car park map included in the rules if you are unsure which level your car spot is located on. Smoke-free policy. Mickham Real Estate has a strict smoke-free policy. You are not permitted to smoke inside a property or in the common areas. Balconies. Please do not throw or drop any articles from your balcony at any time. Discarded objects in common areas or from balconies will not be tolerated. You will be held liable for all damages and will be required to pay for the cost of damage. Also, please note that barbecues and clotheslines are not permitted on balconies either. Noise. Please keep noise at a reasonable level at all times. If unsure about restrictions in your building regarding the rules, please speak to your building manager or concierge. Fire brigade. Please be aware that if the fire brigade is called out for a false alarm caused by yourself, the cost of attendance will be your responsibility to pay. Please never open the front door to ventilate cooking and fumes into the building hallway. Window and balcony doors should be opened instead. If the front door is opened, the smoke will activate the detectors. The average cost of a call-out for setting off sprinklers or smoke alarms is approximately $1,950 per truck and will always be charged to the person responsible. Smoke alarm maintenance and servicing. Please read and sign the form called Smoke Alarm Maintenance and Servicing. Note that it is your responsibility to ensure your smoke alarms are in working order. Contact your property manager for assistance if need be. Maintenance. Tenants, landlords and agents have responsibilities during a tenancy. We ask you to look after the landlord's property and that care is taken to keep it reasonably clean and undamaged. Please notify your property manager of any damage as soon as possible. All maintenance requests, with the exception of urgent repairs, must be in writing and can be lodged on our website mickham.com.au/contacts. Alternatively, feel free to email us and we'll ensure to attend to the request as soon as possible. The last page of your tenancy agreement gives you information about urgent and non-urgent repairs and licensed contractors that we recommend for you to use. Routine inspections. Mickham Real Estate conducts the first routine inspection after 3 months and then every 6 months in accordance with the Residential Tenancies Act. We will notify you in writing of when we will be attending for the inspection. If you are unable to give us access to the property, we can use our spare office keys. Vacating your home. At least 28 days written notice must be given to your property manager before the expiration date of the lease. If it is a fixed-term tenancy agreement, the end date on the notice cannot be before the end date of the agreement. For example, if your lease is for 12 months, then your written notice will be for the end of the 12 months. If you provide a date earlier than this, you're breaking the tenancy agreement and may be subject to fees. Please pay particular attention to Section 41, 42 and 43 in your lease agreement. Please refer to your checklist and ensure you have completed all required items. Please see the receptionist now to request for your property manager to meet you. Thanks again for renting with Mickham Real Estate, and we look forward to working with you.